In a studio that's in a basement comes the epic story of how two friends changed the future of the movie podcast game forever. The reviews are in. Boys Life magazine gives the High Sci podcast 4.5 acorns. The Daily Bugle says, these guys are super legit. And Pope Francis declares the podcast as life-affirming. From the kid who tried to get smart with David Spade and got fucking old.
You're still at. You're still bad.
And the guy who can name all four Baldwin brothers.
Alec, William, Daniel, and the baby boy, Stephen.
Live from the studio of his parents' basement. The Have You Seen It podcast.
Welcome back to the Have You Seen It podcast. My name is Mason Knight. Sitting across from me is the one, the only, Cash Kraus.
Yes, I'm here.
You're here.
Congratulations, survived another Christmas.
You know what, Cash? I thought for a second there you're going to go, congratulations on getting second place in fantasy football. Because you were
that
the
was
victor
next.
this
Congratulations.
week. Yeah.
Or first loser is
First
what I like
loser,
to
yes.
call it. Yeah.
You're not first, you're last. Ricky Bobby.
That's very true.
Turn it back into movies.
There you go. Smart.
How's
We
your,
don't dip too long in fantasy football.
No, we do not. How was your Christmas?
It was pretty good.
It was?
Everything was great. Working up on Christmas Day, got up, unwrapped some presents, do what you got to do. Then around 5 o'clock or so, I decided to put a movie on.
Oh, which one?
A little film, flick. It's a new film. Called Wonderwoman. Now, have you heard of this film?
I have heard of this film. I heard rumors had it that it dropped on Christmas Day.
It did. It dropped on Christmas Day. Santa flew by and took a big ol' shit on us.
Yeah, he did.
With dropping this one.
It's unfortunate.
Wonder Woman 1984 dropped on Christmas Day. Directed by Patty Jenkins. I make it sound like it's a historic moment, but
it is not. It is historically disappointing.
Yes.
That's just jumping right into it, man.
Yeah,
Wow.
and kind of scared me about the whole movies coming to streaming. Like, is this why they agreed to? Because all these movies
them all?
fucking suck. Is that why this is happening?
It could be. I don't know, man.
Very scared.
Just coming away from this film, I was just like, what? Like, Patty Jenkins, the first Wonder Woman was incredible. It was our favorite one of our favorite superheroes of that year.
Yeah.
But man, this one I thought it was so generic, so bland, and like half the story didn't even make any sense.
Well, let's talk about the original Wonder Woman, that first one that Patty Jenkins did. She brought so much character and life to that comic hero. That movie was so fucking good. There's so much action.
Awesome.
There's never a dull moment. The pacing was phenomenal.
And then the World War I scene when she's walking through and she's got the shield and
it's
bullets
awesome.
are bouncing off
It's
of it.
fucking awesome.
Yeah.
This movie has one of the lamest fucking fight scenes at the very beginning in a mall because it's the 80s, so you have to have a fight in the mall. And then an hour and a half of nothing.
Nothing. And then that fight
scene.
It's
a superhero movie.
And then that fight scene with Cheetah.
Yes.
Awful. It looked terrible. The fight choreography looked terrible. And I get it. I get the whole golden winged suit, from the very first part of the film. That's what I got to say. The opening scene was the best part of the movie. With the little girl, with little Diana.
Oh, yeah.
Doing the Olympic-style tournament. That was the best part of the film for me. After that, it just fell off the rocks, man.
Yeah, it was.
And I get the gold suit at the end with the wings, but it looks so stupid. That whole fight scene.
Well, let's talk about that scene. I mean, if you look at even from the poster, there's so much color in the poster, and then like at the very start, there's so much color and whatnot, and then you get that fight scene. It's gray. The entire thing is like has a gray feel. There's zero color at all. You have Cheetah, fighter in a fucking jungle or something.
Right.
Not in a
warehouse,
a
or
Soviet military base or whatever the hell it was.
And it was dark.
Yeah, it was dark, and
but
there was
they did that to cover the CGI.
But the CGI wasn't bad. I actually liked the look of Cheetah a lot.
Did you really?
I did.
I had a big problem with it. I thought it looked like freaking cats.
Well, CGI wise, no, I
did not like it.
I didn't think the CGI was bad at all. I enjoyed that, but The biggest takeaway for me is missed opportunities. There's so many missed opportunities because this movie is 2.5 hours long, fucking long.
Way too long.
But there's like 6 stories crammed into one.
Right.
And it doesn't take anyone further enough for you to actually enjoy it. It just cuts off everything. There's so many relationships you could have explored, like Wonder Woman and Minerva, how they were both very lonely. It built it like you were gonna get more of that. Like,
yeah, like they turn into best friends, and then somehow she turns. But I felt like she was just thrown in there because she couldn't fight Pedro Pascal because he's just a human. Yeah. So they had to throw in this like cheetah element,
which I think would have been great if you just went with the cheetah element.
Yes,
and left out the big one is Pedro Pascal. He is the main villain in this, and that's another thing that this film has wrong with it. Is it just the lack of good villains? Pedro Pascal really wasn't really a villain. I don't even think you can arrest him at the end. He didn't do anything illegal.
Well, that's the thing. That's what confused the fuck out of me. His son comes out of the forest out of nowhere. I'm like, why the fuck is this kid in the forest? First off, when like that big like emotional moment.
Yeah.
He pulls him out in the forest. He gives him a hug. And I'm thinking the whole time, is this guy going to get arrested for these fucking crimes?
He didn't do anything.
He granted everyone a wish.
It's not against the law. What are you gonna do? What's that gonna hold him in court? The magic court?
Well, he knew what he was doing because he was taking something from each person,
which is not explained at all. It's the lamest fucking plot device in the world. Oh, it's a wish making machine.
I know.
Oh, so it grants any wish.
That's it. Don't know where it's from, anything. And
exactly. I would have loved to seen a flashback of like Mesopotamia or something, some giant civilization,
or the Mayans.
They hold up the crystal, and then a little time for it, and their entire civilization is going insane. Doesn't show that at all. Nothing. At first, we're supposed to believe it's a fake. I thought maybe there'd be more to that story. No, just thought to be a fake.
How about the random ass Mayan they brought into this film? They just brought him in for a one-off. The guy doesn't even continue on and help.
I'm almost positive that guy's Indian. In real life. Yeah, I'm almost positive.
But he's like, my ancestors are Mayans. And you think this guy, okay, well, he's coming in. He's going to be the third person to kind of help them, walk them through.
No idea why he was even in it.
You just know this random Mayan guy who knows shit.
Yeah, no idea. And he's
I don't know, man. It was so frustrating.
Yeah, there's just so many plot holes. I thought I was watching a fucking Star Wars movie. There's so much shit that I was like, well, that doesn't make any fucking sense at all. Mostly the stupid fucking wish-making crystal. That at first, it doesn't tell us anything about the rules or anything about it. It just says it grants wishes. So Pedro Pascal, he wishes that he was the wish crystal, which is like wishing you were the genie if you had I thought it was against the rules.
Yeah, well, that's what I thought too. I thought you weren't allowed to do that.
Yeah, so he becomes the embodiment of this fucking crystal that I don't know. I can't remember the name of the crystal. But it makes it so he grants wishes. So at first you're thinking that's all he can do is grant wishes. It doesn't explain at all that it's like eventually they get into it and they explain it's a monkey's paw. That he grants wishes and then takes away. But this is like 2/3 into the movie that they're explaining this.
Oh, yeah.
It's like they went so far, they're like, oh, fuck. We filmed all this and we didn't explain this crystal at all. So now multiple characters have to do the monkey's paw metaphor to explain that this crystal you wish, and then he gets a wish also. So it's a thing where it's like he grants your wish, but it's always a catch-22.
Yep.
Yeah, it's always something shitty. He spins it in a way that makes it shitty. It's not explained.
No.
Not explained at all. And towards the end, it's just him making wishes for himself.
Well, that was the problem, is the continuity of the wishes is what irritated me the most in this film.
Yes, I agree.
I'll explain one glaring point in this movie that you're just like, why? Why did they do this? So everyone can get any sort of wish that they want, right? That one guy, and I gotta admit, that was a funny scene when he's like, well, I wish you would drop dead. And she goes, oh, she starts having a heart attack, right?
Yeah.
Anyone can have any type of dream in the world. But for some reason, Steve, which is Chris Pine, was a different human being. And when Diana wished for him to be back, why not just be Steve? Why does it have to be this random guy?
Well, that was one of the dumbest parts of the entire movie. The entire time they tease Steve's coming back, right? In the trailer and everything, everyone's wondering, how are they going to do this? You know, it's going to be so smart and clever. Like Marvel would have done it in a
time, whatever. What's the word?
Well, they would have just, it would have made a lot more sense.
Quantum. quantum realm.
Well, no, they just would have
like
done something where the story lines up, you know?
Yeah.
This is just, no, she just wished it from a fucking wishing rock. Yeah. That's it. That's how he came back. But he comes back and he literally, which is one of the worst plot devices in movies, when someone takes over another person, just a random person's body, that guy's family must be freaking out. Haven't talked to that guy in weeks.
He probably lost his job. He hasn't shown up for a week. You know, if he's got a wife and kids, they're wondering. Yeah. There's an APB out on this guy.
So someone he knew probably ran up to him like, "Hey, Joe, what's going on?" And he's like,
"The fuck are you?"
I'm fucking Steve. Like, oh my god, he's lost it. It's one of the worst fucking plot devices because that guy's life is. You gotta feel for that guy. He's pretty much died.
That's literally what she said the whole time. She's like, "Where's his family?" Like what's going on here? Why did he just take over this body?
What if he went into someone that had like 5 kids and he just gets up and just walks out? I gotta go find Wonderwoman, and his kids are just bawling. They haven't seen dad in a week. Oh, they love. He's the greatest dad of all time.
He was up until this point.
He's supposed to take us to the baseball game today. We haven't seen him in weeks.
I had to go watch the Dodgers.
Yeah, but no, it's one of the dumbest. I don't understand how it happened. You know. It's not like a shitty sequel where they don't get the original director back. Patty Jenkins was in this. She was part of it. I don't understand what happened. She was part of
the writing room too, and that is where I think this faltered the most. Was the writing just sucked?
It was horrible.
It was just
even for superhero movies, it was bad.
It was just bland and generic, and then like the wishing rock. It threw me for a loop every time. I'm like, what the fuck are we doing here? And as you said, the pacing of this film was horrid.
Yeah,
it was so bad.
You get the one fucking A-team fight where she's throwing guys and they're landing in like pools and hay bales, so you know they don't die. Right, yeah. So it's just so. It took a film that was kind of, you know, edgy and dark and really took risk. But in this one, they weren't taking any risk at all. They were making it as like kid family friendly as you possibly could. With the mall scene and her like throwing the kid gently against the teddy bear and shit like that. And her, I don't even think she punches anyone. I got to
be honest. I don't mind that, but just know your theme and just stick to that. Don't bounce all over the place where we don't even know what the hell's going on.
Yeah.
I didn't mind the mall scene and stuff. And like, I like the montages of them like going through the arcade and getting that kind of 80s vibe with the outfits and the track runners. And then you walk through the mall. I didn't mind that. And I didn't mind the campy ass action. But it's like, just kind of stick to that and make it a comedy like Shazam, where Shazam knew its lane, right? It was funny. And like, you never took it too serious because it was over the top. If they wanted to do that with Wonder Woman, the first 20 minutes was that. So why not just stick with that? I don't understand why they went into this.
I did not.
Thing.
I hated that fucking fight scene. It was just too lame and completely ungrounded to where the first one was pretty grounded, you know, for a superhero fighting, you know,
World War I.
World War I fucking Germans. I don't want to say Nazis because they weren't Nazis. Preemptive Nazis. But yeah, you know, that one was fucking edgy. Yeah. Edgy and dark and the violent. I mean, it was gritty when she fought people, you know? She fought people and you could feel that she was really hurting these fuckers.
Yeah.
She in this one doesn't want to hurt anyone.
No.
Although this guy took a child hostage
and held it over the.
Which is the dumbest because it could have not helped him in any way,
in any capacity.
What happens? He drops her and then he just gets tackled.
And then they're like, "Okay, you can go free. We don't want you to drop another child off the ledge."
It's the dumbest. If anything, hold her like you're gonna like strangle her or something. You can run away with her. Don't throw her over the fuck. Yeah. It was so stupid. And then the entire thing is built. The beginning is built about this jewelry place that's like. Just a front, and they have ancient, but it's artifacts in the mall. In the back.
I know. That'd be the hardest place to do something like that. At least get a shop on the corner of, you know, whatever.
What's a guy gonna walk out with a giant ancient Chinese gong or something? It's hard to hide. It's hard to hide in a mall.
Where'd you get that? Don't worry about it. It was a one.
You guys got to go to this jewelry place. They got fucking everything. They got magic crystals. But again. Zero foreshadowing of how it got there. I thought for sure at the very start we'd see a montage of the crystal going through the years and somehow this fucking jewelry guy or something got a hold of it. But no, they just randomly had it.
And it was explained so lazily.
So convenient. Too. It's in the same city that Wonder Woman lives.
Imagine that.
Very convenient.
Yeah. Well, and even just the explanation for The Rock was lazy. It was just like, oh, well, yeah, it's kind of gone through centuries and that's it.
Yeah.
And that's all you ever really know.
Destroyed my, so that's what the Mayan guy said or whatever.
Destroyed my civilization.
Yeah. All right, we'll take your word for it.
Yeah, exactly. Like nothing to see how that went.
Yeah.
Another thing that I hated too is like, you know, again, the opening scene I thought was my favorite. I really enjoyed that. But my biggest gripe on that is like, I really thought that had a meaning, you know, to not take shortcuts, to be the better person, not to cheat, you know, in life, you know, because Claire Underwood, Robin.
Yes, Robin White.
Robin White. Yeah. Her, like, I was like, okay, this is going to have a deeper meaning in the movie. It had no meaning at all.
At the end, they tried to throw it in. They were like...
but it was just so lazy. It was like, oh, there it is.
Yeah, absolutely. The whole thing was like about lies and telling the truth. And at the very end, because he was taking advantage of people's wishes, she was like, you can't lie. You just don't forget. You can't fucking lie, which is the most generic. It's so like generic. Batman coming down telling you not to litter.
Like, thanks, Batman.
Thank Batman. I feel like you have better things to be doing.
Yeah, seriously, right now, there are some real criminals out there. And that
we got pedophiles everywhere, Batman.
It's a problem.
You got to be doing better things with your time. But
here's another thing, too. When Wonder Woman took Cheetah to the water, and she was like, well, then I'm sorry, I have to do this.
Yeah,
I was thinking, okay, she's going to die.
For once, she's
going to kill her.
For once, this movie, it waited until the last 10 minutes. It's going to take a risk. For once, no. She crawls out immediately.
I know.
Why was it so dramatic then?
I have no idea. How you want to talk about dramatic? How about the overly dramatic Pedro Pascal scene? Not on his part or what's her face? Wonder Woman. But dude, the whip scene where she's like got him by the leg and it's like this deep emotional. The acting's good, but the dialogue and like the reason why they're doing that, I'm like, this is so cheesy.
Let's go 30 seconds before that. She couldn't get close to him with the whip.
Right.
Because of the wind. Did she snake the whip around?
I don't know. Someone's got to turn off a fucking fan.
It's the whole thing. He's like up in the middle and he's spinning. It's like a tornado around it and she can't get close to him. She can't, she's trying to whip. She's trying to do everything. But no, she can't. She's on the wall. She's just about to give up. Just a huge plot hole. Just, okay, now the whip works.
Now the whip works. Yeah. You just had to try it a couple times, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
And then it relies so heavily, and this is one of the dumbest, of everyone, because Pedro Pascal's character, he becomes the wishing rock, right?
Right.
And so he grants, and the government has this machine or this satellite. It's very convenient.
Very convenient.
Well, let me go back a little further. Pedro Pascal, he wants to be so powerful, he goes to the president.
Yes.
And the president, he grants the president a wish, and then he gets all the power of the president. Very luckily enough, Pedro Pascal flips a 180, looks at a whiteboard, and on the whiteboard,
oh my God, this is so ridiculous.
And on a whiteboard, there's this particle beam of...
Well, and I said that out loud, like out there when I was watching, when me and Mary were watching it. I was like, so he goes, oh, that's top secret. I go, okay, so you let this guy in your office and you just leave up top secret information.
I mean, it could have been a secret about aliens that wouldn't have helped him at all. Yeah. It would have been a secret about nukes, could have been a secret about
There's plenty of top secret information.
It just so happened to be a secret that he was directly invested in.
Yeah.
So it's particle beams, and he goes, oh, those particle beams, they're like touching, right? He's got clearly no, and the president just goes, yeah. I guess that's how we got to move the story along. So he's like, yeah, sure, they're all touching because he has to touch someone to grant the wish. But particles, that's like a loophole. The particles are all touching, so that's how he grants the world wishes, and then he needs for Wonder Woman to defeat him. It's not through hand-to-hand combat. It's for everyone in the world to the dumbest fucking writing in the world. All you have to do to get rid of your wish is say, I renounce my wish.
I declare bankruptcy. That was the first thing I thought is The Office.
What the fuck?
You just get to renounce your wish and that's it.
That's it?
Simple as that, folks.
Who knew that? Who could have known that?
I have no idea.
She knows immediately. That's it. So the entire world has to renounce because this particle beam is able to project And it's like some Riddler shit. Projected this.
And here's a huge plot hole, right? If you are asking as a terrorist to get nuclear weapons, do you really think out of the kindness of your heart you're going to be like, I renounce that? No.
That's what I'm saying. These guys
launch those nukes,
nope,
man.
Everyone, all of a sudden, ISIS. Everyone is having a
like,
change of heart.
Come together. They're all got like
You're
hands,
right. I don't want.
hands.
It's
so corny, dude.
It's so dumb. I mean, literally billions of people had to do it. There's not one guy who just wished, like, I wish I had a Big Mac right now, you know, and got a Big Mac. There's no way he's renouncing that wish.
It's like coming out of his puking.
There's no way something so bad happened where he has to renounce it. It's just a ridiculous.
Well, think about all those people who asked for family members back who have died. Like, I got a tough time believing that.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, like,
so
just
he's going to
so
keep
many variables.
some kind of power, but it's.
But of course, everyone in the world, there wasn't a single person that did not renounce their wish.
And not even like, yeah, it's just insane. And it beamed to every television in the world. So damn near everyone fucking saw it.
Of course they did.
But she renounced, and we learned that you can renounce a wish when she renounces Steve. To go back. But at that point, you do not care at all.
No, you don't care.
That's another plot. That's another plot line that could have gone further.
Yeah,
I want to see them somehow romantically involved. It never fucking happens.
You know, my first thought when she left is that guy probably woke up from the dream, was like, "Where the fuck am I?"
Yeah,
the guy that he took his body over.
What day is it?
He's like, "Where? Why is there so much chaos?"
I left my dog in the kennel. Just skeleton. I have so many responsibilities.
What the fuck?
My life is ruined. Goes back home. He's got an eviction notice.
His wife's hanging. He's like, oh my God.
My life is ruined.
Cyanide.
Well, not even that. He's waking up and the world's in chaos.
It's in absolute chaos. That's why I was like, oh my God, this guy's just got to be.
What did I do? He's just.
It's like, is this a
he's
dream?
immediately killing himself.
Yeah.
That's the dark part. Is he immediately is checking it? He's like, I blacked out and I ruined the fucking world. I gotta go. But no, you see him at the end. He's perfectly fine.
Oh yeah.
He's not worried about what happened
at all.
You need therapy. You need some kind
of. That was so irritating. Like the whole snow scene, and that guy just shows up like he had no trauma.
Well, there's only 4 people in this town. What is it?
It's a city.
Is it San Francisco? I can't remember.
I have no idea.
It's a California town.
Yeah.
But you run into the same rapist twice. It's insane. I mean, what are the odds? Remember when they were walking through the park?
Washington, D.C.
Oh, duh. What was I thinking? Yeah, of course. You see the memorial all the time. Yeah. But yeah, they're walking through the park when her and Minerva are just getting off their date or whatever, and some guy tries to rape.
Oh my God, bro, I forgot.
And then
about
you run into that guy. What are they? Is there only one?
And he's still being an asshole. Like, does this guy not
the same
learn?
lady?
I know.
She threw him 80 feet.
Bro, they made that
had
apparent
broken a
that
rib.
every single man in DC is a piece of shit.
Well, then show 2 different guys. They made it apparent that there's one guy and he's a menace.
Well, yeah, no, but the running joke throughout the whole movie was like, you know, anytime Diana would walk through, they're like, "Hey, what's up? Oh, hey, I've had my eye on you for a while."
Yeah, well, because it's supposed to be very 80s, right. You know, and like it's very
Cocaine
80s to where Kristen Wiig, she's ugly, but I swear the transformation is she just takes glasses off, but no guy will fucking look at her.
I hate when they do that because it's like,
well, give her some.
We all see that, you know, she's a beautiful woman. Like, I mean, like this is stupid. Like you put on glasses and like we're supposed to believe that she's like the most hideous thing.
Yeah, and then
she has face of the planet.
A big transformation.
Oh, but, big, real big.
I have to admit that my favorite fight scene was, I thought Kristen Wiig did a good job playing Minerva. I wish that she had a lot more time, and I wish that she was the main villain because I thought that she did a good job. My favorite fight scene, or maybe my favorite scene of the whole thing, is when she's fighting people in the White House. You know, she actually fucking kicks ass. Wonder Woman does nothing because at this point she's losing her powers because of the monkey's paw.
Right.
But she, you know, puts up with, or Wonder Woman and Cheetah go at it. You know, they have a great fucking fight. Yeah. But that's easily the best fight scene for me. There's another good scene of when, but again, horrible writing of how we got there, of when they're flying through the 4th of July.
Oh,
fireworks.
Yes. Yep.
That's a great scene. But
and we finally get the invisible jet, too.
Exactly, yeah, which I thought was... suddenly my dad showed
up.
Can we show a flashback of that?
Yeah. Can we show any context at all to anything?
Yeah, but the worst writing is Steve fucking, he's from, what, 1914? Mm-hmm. That's the last year he lived.
But he can fly this jet?
He flew a fucking biplane, guy. It had maybe
Way
a
different.
stick.
Yeah.
And he jumps into an F-16 like he flew it fucking yesterday. Yeah. Oh, what's this?
Flippity, flip, 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 flip.
Like, planes have not changed in 100 years.
Yeah.
It's the worst. I mean, there's no way no one said anything about that. There's no way.
Someone had to have brought it up.
Yeah, like
someone.
It's insane.
Movie magic, baby.
It's insane that you would just assume he would be able to fly this fucking jet. I mean, back then a plane probably took a week to learn. You got to go through school for years to be able to fly a jet. But man, he kills it. I guess once a pilot, always a pilot is what they're getting.
I guess
you can fly. It'd be like the fucking Wright brothers coming back and just hopping into a jet and being fine. Like, because how they explain it is air. What's it? Air and wind. Because she can't fly, right? Wonder Woman.
No.
So we're supposed to get like a kind of memorable scene when she's like, "I never understood flying." I guess she literally never understood it. She didn't understand the physics because he's just like, it's just air and the flow, baby. He said some stupid shit. She's like, oh, okay. Hour later, she's flying. Mm-hmm. She gets it. She fucking
the science behind it makes no sense, but I thought it looked cool when she was riding the lightning, baby.
That was cool, and she did that in the first one too. Yeah.
Oh, she did?
Oh yeah.
Oh
yeah, she's awesome. Yeah, she does at the end when they're fighting fucking Ares, which is an awesome scene, which was just so much better than anything this movie had to offer.
This movie was pretty bad.
What a disappointment! I can't believe it. But there is a third one in the works.
Are you serious?
Oh yeah, confirmed.
Well, hopefully it's better than this one.
That's what I'm. If there's a trilogy, it's usually the second one that's the worst.
I know. It seems to be that way.
So hopefully...
Except for this new Star Wars trilogy. I actually found myself liking The Last Jedi quite a bit.
There's some scenes I fucking hated.
Well, yeah, and then the side plot with Finn and whatever.
Yeah, and the fucking Leia flying through space.
Yeah, that was dumb, too.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, that was really
That's a movie
dumb.
that I like a lot less every time I watch it.
Yeah, but that courtroom scene, or...
There's a courtroom
scene?
There's a
Judge Judy shows up. No!
Yeah, I forgot the courtroom drama Star Wars.
Yes.
That's what I want.
It's a 1 in a million show.
That's what I want.
It is, yes.
Yeah, it wasn't my favorite. And I think critics are giving it, again, a higher review because
I couldn't believe how high it was.
Well, it's a 65. It's not very high.
Oh, last time I saw it, it was like 80 something.
Oh, it's
like 2 or 3 days before it even came out. It was like an 80.
Yeah, I think it's like a 63 or 65.
Still too high for me.
Yeah, I agree.
Seriously,
it's not the worst DC film.
No,
still better than Batman vs Superman.
I disagree with that.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't at all. Still better than Batman vs Superman in my opinion, and still better than there's another. What's the other Batman? Oh, Justice League. Still better than Justice League. Oh, so much better than Justice League.
Well, I mean, you're not really...
so much better than Justice League.
You're not saying much there.
But, yeah, it's not the worst DC film, but it's by far is not the best. And it really is overshadowed by the first Wonder Woman. That was just fantastic. Like you said, it's still one of my favorite the
first Wonder Woman was awesome. Awesome. Yeah. I mean, I remember reviewing it on here and just us both
That
being
is
blown
the best
away.
DC film.
Yeah.
Without a doubt. Mm-hmm. But, yeah, which kind of sucks because DC was on this.
Outside of the Dark Knight trilogies.
Yeah, I don't count that because it's a separate universe.
That's true.
But, yeah, DC was on such a hot projection right about now, you know? They were doing great. They had Shazam, which was popular. They had Aquaman, which was popular.
Does it make you a little nervous for Shazam 2 now?
Is that the next thing? Mm-hmm. No. No, it doesn't make me nervous for it because that should have nothing to do with. And one good thing about this film is they weren't just setting up like a wider picture, you know. That's one thing DC finally fucking learned.
Damn, they pushed that back.
Yeah. Yeah, that's all I got about it.
Yep.
I would
That's all I
say
got too.
skip it.
Yeah, I would say not the best film out there. There's better ones to be watching, like Raised by Wolves on HBO Max.
Yeah, it's a
I fucking
TV
love
show,
it.
but
It's a TV show. I'm 3 episodes in, about to watch the 4th. It's fantastic. If
I
you love
did watch.
sci-fi-
Have you watched Soul yet?
No, but that's one me and Mary keep saying we're gonna
it's
watch.
fucking good. If you do watch Wonder Woman, you need a palate cleanser. Go and watch Soul.
Is it worth reviewing here?
I mean, it's amazing. I don't know. I mean, I guarantee you're gonna like it. So we're just both going to be in
Gonna
agreement.
like it,
yeah,
yeah.
it's one of the best Pixar films.
Really?
Yeah, it's really fucking good.
Yeah.
So that movie is what I wanted out of Wonder Woman. That movie has so much heart and so much meaning behind it, and Wonder Woman had
Just
none of those.
nothing. Nothing at all.
All right.
Alrighty, well, that is our review for Wonder Woman 1984. If you guys like what you're seeing here, please be sure to like this video, comment below, subscribe to the channel, and hit that bell notification as we drop videos here every single day. If you want to find our podcast, you can find that on Spotify, iTunes, SoundCloud, Google Play, and Stitcher. Social media pages, Twitter, Seen It Podcast, Instagram, Facebook, Have You Seen It Podcast. And if you guys want some Have You Seen It merch, you can find that link in the description below. Thank you so much for watching and listening. My name is Mason Knight. That is Cash Krause, and until next time.
Bye.